Hi, friends. I'm ready to dive back into some crafts. This is me diving. Now I'm swimming. And drowning? Anyway, I had planned to work on a craft kit this week, but I couldn't decide which one. So I thought, how about all of them? This isn't actually all of the kits that I have, but it is quite a few of them. So this week I'm going to see how many I can get through. Starting with this kit first. The box is kind of falling apart since it's been shoved in a cabinet. This shark ornament kit is by Creatology, so it obviously came from Michaels. Inside we have instructions, a bag of supplies, some foam stickers, and a plastic sheet, and a wooden shark. Inside the little baggie of supplies, there's more foam stickers, some yarn, and a couple of Google eyes. The instructions have no words, so this is probably meant for kids. That means that this will be a nice quick craft to get warmed up. So the first step is to take this yarn and wrap it around the wooden shark frame. And I immediately realized this is gonna suck. The first problem, there's so much yarn. Wrapping it in this state is gonna be Tangle City. So let me just wind all of this up into a little ball. And let's try wrapping this again. They don't really explain what to do with the yarn ends, so I just decided to tuck it against the wood and wrap over it. It is still pretty tedious to keep having to move the yarn ball in and out, but it's going pretty well. Until I hit a corner. See, up until then, I've been wrapping it really tidily, with each loop up against the previous one. But when I hit the corners, the yarn starts to slip as it gets closer to the peak. So it gets super thick on the inside of the corner, but doesn't completely cover the wood on the outside. These silent instructions don't offer much help, so after fighting with it and undoing and redoing it a few times, including trying double-sided tape, I tried making a loop on the opposite side of the corner and using that as an anchor to sort of wrap the yarn against it until I reached the center of the corner. Does that make any sense? It does make the corners pretty thick, but at least they were even and covered. So I just kept wrapping and wrapping all through this tiny little cramped tail area. For an hour, I worked on wrapping this. And I ran out of yarn. This is supposed to completely wrap around the shark, plus have some left over for crisscrossing. I mean, it's possibly my fault for wrapping so much in the corners, but they should plan for there to be way more than just the exact amount you need. This was supposed to be a quick warm-up craft. I mean, this is for kids. I'm too frustrated, so I'm setting this aside. And I'm gonna work on this craft. This kit is called Make Your Own Felt Succulents. What a name. Inside, we have some chalk, some white sticker things, the felt, instructions, some clear stickers, the pots, and rubber bands. Reading through the instruction booklet, and one thing I immediately notice is this booklet lists purple, pink, green, and black. The kit has blue, red, black, and green. Way to go. That aside, this kit seems like it should be pretty simple. The felt comes pre-cut in leaf patterns, and then we're going to color them in with the chalk, wrap them up, and rubber band them to make a succulent. I do like the variety of felt colors and shapes, and that some of the felt is stiff while others are kind of soft. What I don't like is chalk. This was incredibly time-consuming and messy. And the chalk didn't go on the most even, so I had to go over it a few times, and it got everywhere. The dust was just flying through the air. I didn't even record all of these because there were 21 of these strips, and I even left a couple just plain without chalk, but this took me the entire evening just to color them. Did I mention I don't like chalk? So the next evening, it was time to wrap all of these. But rest assured, the chalk mess was not behind me. These things just kept dropping dust everywhere. The instructions just say to wrap the strips tightly, starting with the smaller leaves. And you'd think this was easy, but more often than not, I ended up with all of the leaves overlapping in the same spot, making the succulent more of a weird oval. I tried unwrapping and rewrapping, making folds in the strips while I was wrapping to reposition some of the leaves, and even just pulling the leaves a bit after it was rubber banded. I never really figured out a good technique, so some just came out better than others. Next, it's time to assemble everything. The kit came with 4 plastic pots and clear stickers to decorate them. And honestly, it's not the most creative, but they aren't bad, and I am not about to spend a third evening on this kit. Then there's these white pieces of cardboard that become a sort of platform for the succulents. The sides bend up and have sticky bits to stick to the side of the pot, and then the middle is also sticky for the felt to stick to. You're supposed to be able to fit 5 succulents in a pot, so let's start with this one, and then 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm trying to spread the leaves out a little bit. Oh, oops, crap. Well, maybe I pushed a little too hard. Let's try this again. You can't even see this little guy. Some more fluffing, and I kind of hate that one. Maybe for this one, I put this guy in the center, put this red guy here, put this crazy bright green one here, this little blue guy, and a different looking one. Not you. Not you. Maybe this guy? That's a lot of colors. This guy? No, because he looks like that guy. I guess this guy. Let's fluff. Look good, or does it look like butt? I think it looks like butt. They're looking a little cramped though. I'm only going to do 4 in this next one. And I kind of like how that looks. So I'll just do 4 in this last one too. I ended up with 3 left over, and here's what each pot looks like done. They're not the most secure, and I'm not really convinced about the placement, but I do really like some of the succulents. This one, and this one, and this one. I will probably rearrange or repot some of these, but I am so sick of cleaning up chalk that I don't plan to touch these for a while. But I'm not gonna lie, the chalk really did make these look pretty neat, so if you don't mind a mess, this craft might really be for you. The next craft kit I'm gonna try out is this friendship wheel bracelet maker. I've always done those macrame knot tying friendship bracelets, but I like the way these look, sort of circular instead of flat. And they have different little designs. They use these little flower thingies, and I'm really interested to see how it works. I'm pretty excited to try this one. I know this box wasn't open in the front when I got it, so I don't know what happened here. Oh, must have fallen out. We have instructions, string, and the little foam flowers. The flowers have the little designs for each bracelet printed on them. There's hearts, diamonds, flowers, and stripes. I'm going to start with the heart. The hearts. And according to the directions, each notch lines up to the color of string it'll need. But instead of blue hearts, I'm going to do pink with a purple background. And I'm going to need 6 pink strings, each about 20 inches long. And 10 purple strings the same length. Then I'm going to line them up, tie a little knot, and use a pen to create a space, then tie another little knot. This is going to make a loop to close it at the end, I guess. Then I'm going to put the string into the matching notches with the knots in the hole in the middle. And we're ready to go. So we start at the top where it says start, take the right string and bring it down to the opposite petal and put it in the notch to the right. Then we take the left string from that petal and put it up next to the top petal to the left. Rotate the flower and keep going. Right to the right, left to the left. And on and on. It took a little bit of practice to get a good flow going, but once you get that muscle memory down, this actually moves pretty fast. Top petal, bottom petal, comb through the strings. Then once it's long enough, you just tie a knot at the end and slip that knot through the little loop from earlier. This is so cute. I liked this first one so much that I ended up trying all of the patterns. This is a really good craft to do when you don't need 100% focus. I did these in the car, watching TV, waiting for files to transfer on my computer, and I got faster at it too. The first bracelet took me 2 episodes of SVU, but by the 4th bracelet, it was taking only a little over an hour. Way faster than those knotted bracelets. I really loved this craft. If I was smart enough to calculate how the patterns work, I would make my own, but the ones in the kit are cute enough, and this was much better than scrolling on my phone, so I will definitely be making more of these. Alright, so back to this shark. You knew I wasn't going to give up this easily. After completely unwrapping this dumb thing, I cut the strings into smaller lengths and unwound it into the 5 smaller strings that it's made up of. Then I used those smaller strings to wrap the shark. It obviously didn't cover as well as the thicker string, so I did end up doing a second layer on it, and I also used a bit of glue on the corners to really hold them. You can imagine that this took quite a bit of time, and I'd already used up a lot of my evening filming time, so I actually worked on this a lot during break and nap time at school. But here's what it looks like after. You can see a few spots where the glue is, but ultimately it looks good, and I have plenty of string left over for this next part. I'm going to wrap the string, crisscrossing it over the shark, giving the foam sticker something to hold on to. Then it's time to add all of the stickers on both sides. And the Google eyes, and tie a little loop for hanging. And he finally came out pretty cute. Okay, stupid shark kit, I forgive you. So that's all the time I had this week, but I still have this clay charm kit and this potted flower garden kit. Maybe I'll finish these for next week. What do you think? Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.